What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about... Sorry, this isn't really working for me. Now this is a little bit better. What's up, guys? We're in a new room, so you don't have to look at that ugly ass wall anymore. What are we talking about today? Gen Z in the workplace.
And there are 4 people running the whole store, and there's so many customers, and there's possibly scheduled 5 people.
Lots of old people have a lot of bold opinions on this subject matter. And today I wanted to go over some statistics that I found, and one man in particular who is kind of the leader of the Gen Z hate club.
Where do you work, you know?
So let's get right into it. All right, so right now we're going to go over a survey that was done where they asked roughly 1,500 managers to describe their experiences with Gen Z in the workforce. It says here 3 in 4 managers find it difficult to work with Gen Z. So basically what I'm learning here is that working with young adults can be difficult. This is news to me, bro. And I highly doubt that this will contain the same exact arguments word for word that have been used against the younger generation in the workforce since factory work has gone out of fashion. There's no way. Because Gen Z, we're not like other young people. We all have dyed hair and ADHD. 49% say it's difficult to work with Gen Z all or most of the time. The plurality of these business leaders and managers prefer to work with millennials. That was not the case 20 years ago. Top reasons they feel Gen Z is difficult to work with is that they lack technological skills, effort, and motivation. 65% say they more commonly need to fire Gen Zers than employees of other generations. 12% have fired a Gen Zer less than 1 week after their start date. Being too easily offended is a top reason Gen Zers get fired. Bro, we just came out of high school, okay? We've been making fun of our teachers and putting off our homework for literally our entire lives. And now we're just expected to know how to behave in a professional work environment. Like, no, that's stuff that comes with like time and experience and failures that may lead to getting fired within the first week. But every time you fail, it's something that you learn and grow from. Could there have been any sort of generational wide traumatic experience that would lead to maybe increased struggle with this category?
It's my 15th year at the middle school, and I'm sure it will be.
That was sarcasm, by the way. 1 in 8 have fired a Gen Zer within a week of their first start date. Of the managers who indicated they find Gen Z difficult to work with, 59% say they fired a Gen Zer. Top reasons according to respondents that Gen Zers get fired is they lack motivation and effort and are too easily offended. And let's talk about this easily offended thing. One feature of Gen Z that I think is our ability to really speak our minds. We have the ability to see other people as humans as well, which means, well, you, older person, might have gotten offended at something and kept your tail tucked between your legs and shut up about it out of fear of getting fired. We speak our minds. We don't care if you have more wrinkles on your face than we do. We're going to tell you that this shit that you're saying is fucked up. I can't tell you how many times I've heard older managers use literal slurs and laugh it off like it's nothing. 74% of managers say Gen Z is the most challenging generation to work with. All right, so let's look at this graph of the biggest reasons why Gen Z sucks. Lack of technological skills, lack of effort, motivation, productivity, easily distracted, poor communication skills, easily offended, lack drive, dishonest, entitlement. Now, okay, I have something to say about this. All of these, setting aside the technological skills, I think are attributed to the fact that our brains literally are not fully formed yet. For those of you who don't know, the frontal lobe is responsible for adaptable thinking, planning, self-monitoring, a lot of like people skills. Your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until you are 25, and the oldest of the Gen Zers are 24 right now. Let that sink in. All the things that boomers and Gen Xers are complaining about are literally just things that will get better with time as Gen Z has more experience in the workplace and their brains develop more. Once our brains are more developed, give us another few years, and our earlier stated ability to see people as actual people will allow us to thrive in the workplace more than you ever could. 1 in 3 managers who find Gen Z difficult prefer to hire millennials. Of respondents who say Gen Z is the most difficult generation to work with, 34% say they prefer to work with millennials, 30% with Gen X, and 4% with baby boomers. For those who prefer millennials, the top reason they believe the group is most productive and have the best technological skills. I'm sorry, bro, but remember how hard millennials were made fun of? Like back in like the 2000s when they were entering the workforce? They were like untouchables. Like nobody liked them. I mean, people still don't really like them that much, but apparently enough to prioritize them over us Gen Zers.
Me has a question. Some might believe it impossible to answer. But alas, why is Gen Z so obsessed with millennials? Like, why don't you go focus on your iPad Nano or something, sister? We're just trying to exist and sip on our pumpkin spice lattes. Besides, my doggos think I'm pretty swag. Shouldn't you be busy thrifting or something? Well, I wore those clothes in 2000, sweetheart. Before you were born? Like, I don't know about you, but I prefer my skinny jeans. And I shall wear them forever. You will have to pry them out of my cold, shaky hands before I surrender.
So think about it, man. The picture of a millennial that came to your head back in the 2000s was this. And this is the picture that you see when you think of a Gen Zer. To see the similarities, the dyed hair, the depression, the always on their phone, you know? You see what I'm getting at here? This is millennials now.
You can see it.
I'm so excited that Taylor Swift gets to be small girl with Travis Kelce because he is large boy.
And then you explode with a lobster.
Rectangular prisms. Twice.
Right? It's gonna be fine.
It's a snack. It's a snack. I love my children, but sometimes I need to love them from a distance.
All right, so knowing all this, let's see what the leader of the Gen Z hate club, Simon Sinek, has to say about Gen Zers in the workplace. So this right here is The Challenge with Gen Z with Simon Sinek. Let's see what he has to say.
You are in a very difficult and uncomfortable position because I think leadership is more difficult now than it has ever been. You're dealing with human ambition and human egos and again, especially young people who think they know what they want and don't.
Oh my God. This whole concept of like you think you know what you want, but you don't. It's so condescending and stupid and pointless. People want what they want, and who the fuck are you to tell people what they want? People want what they want, and if what they want is not good for them, then they can learn that and figure it out on their own. You don't need to be telling them what they want because you're only going to push them in the wrong direction.
This is candy. What can I get for you? Oh, give me that one. That looks good. You don't want that one. What? No. It's that one. I want that one. Look, man. No, you don't. Yes, I do. I want that one right there. Listen, buddy. You're gonna take that one and you're gonna fucking like it, okay? Understand? Okay. Good. I'll take that one.
You know, so you're going to be dealing with a 19-year-old saying, "Why am I not given this?" And you're like, "I don't need. Where do you work?" You know.
I love the white people laughs. He says that and everyone's like, that's a good one, sir. That's a real knee slapper. So, okay, this is the kind of thing that I was talking about earlier with Gen Zers seeing people as, real people instead of workplace drone robots. If we feel there is an injustice going on, we're going to say something about it. We don't give a fuck. If it gets us fired, there's another job, and we know that the workplace should be an enjoyable place that you want to be, not somewhere that you have to be. And these Gen Xers, they were okay with fucking hating their job and being miserable with themselves. Gen Zers, we know what we want. You think we don't know what we want, but we do. And we want an enjoyable work experience that can make us feel good about ourselves and the work that we're doing.
So, for example, we've seen this, where they feel like they deserve a raise, and they don't know how to ask for a raise, and so instead of asking for a raise, they'll just quit.
Who in their right minds is feeling like they're doing enough work to be worthy of a raise, but they're too scared to ask for the raise, so they quit? Who is doing that? Name me one person who's done that. If you want a raise, the email might not be too professional. because we don't know how to act professional yet due to our frontal lobes not being fully developed yet. But we're gonna ask for who is gonna quit. What's up, boss man? I was just thinking, I do a lot of really good work around here. I've been here for a while. I think it's time I get maybe a little raise. All right, yeah, man. How much were you thinking? Oh, sorry. I quit, actually. What? Yeah, I'm quitting. Peace.
The answer, we love you, you know? So they're not afraid of quitting, but they are afraid of asking for things. Or if they do ask for things, it sometimes comes across very aggressive or accidentally black and white. Like, I've been here 8 months, and I would like a 50% raise.
There's that white person laugh again. 8 months, 50% raise. That's preposterous. How do you go from Gen Zers being too scared to ask for things to being too direct and forward and ambitious, being, I've been working here 8 months and would like a 50% raise? How do you jump from that, from one ship to another like that? Like, hey, I have something I need to talk to you about. He's just like, okay, what's that? What's up? And he's like, never mind. You see how that doesn't make any sense to me?
And I'm not exaggerating.
Oh, he's not exaggerating. Okay, guys, forget everything I just said. He's not exaggerating. So for the rest of the video, he just kind of talks about ways that they can help Gen Z, and I mean, it's coming from a good place, but it all just sounds very condescending. He's not acknowledging the fact that yes, there are some Gen Zers that are like this, but the majority of them are in the same exact position that I guarantee he and the dude he's talking to were in. Freaking, how old is this guy? Must be like, I don't know, 40? That he was in when he was younger. Alright guys, so I think what it all boils down to is Gen Z, we don't know what we want. Adults know what we want. So we should just start worshiping them. And then, well, shit, man. When the adults all start to die, I mean, we'll probably all be fucked. But I guess we'll figure that out when we get there. We don't want raises. No. We would rather just quit our job, because the thought of asking for a raise is too scary to us. We have no confrontational skills, and yet are way too confrontational. When Gen Alpha is coming up, the iPad kid generation, we're gonna be looking a lot better. No, I'm just playing, because if I'm clowning on Gen Alpha, that makes me just as bad as this Gen X dude. We're having the same issues that people were having with millennials. Millennials had the same problems that Gen X had, and I think Gen X had the same problems that the boomers had. Everyone just has to bear with each other for a little bit, you know? We're literally just still young adults. That's all it is. Anyway, guys, that's going to be the video. I hope that you enjoyed. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And, oh, I did want to play you a song real quick. Is that cool? Okay, cool. One sec. Play a song? Okay.